Hey friends, it's Amber. This episode is a little different, and it's funny because part of what I'm going to be talking about is this message that we, especially women, get to stay small. And I was thinking, like, I won't even number this episode. It won't be number 92, it'll be numberless, and then I'll delete it after a while. Which it's just a trip when I realized what I was doing to myself there by trying to stay small, by feeling like, oh, I can put this information out there and this like really personal story of mine for a while, but I can't like leave it out there forever. But that's what I'm gonna do because today I'm gonna talk about money with you. And I know it's not my usual thing, but helping women redefine their relationship with money is something I feel really passionate about. In my real life, I'm constantly talking to my friends and acquaintances about ways to better their business, generate more income, expand themselves and their creativity and their capacity. But it feels super vulnerable and scary to share about that in a public way in our current social climate. But fuck it. I'm done hiding and keeping myself small, and I very much hope to encourage others to do the same. So I did this for myself a few years back. I shifted my thinking around money and it changed everything. And it wasn't like one moment, it's been a small, slow series of steps, but it really has made such a huge difference. So 10 years ago, I was a newly single mom sharing a tiny, dark, and dank apartment. It was a downstairs unit, like dug into the earth that got very little sun, with another single mom. It was a sweet time, to be sure. Our 5-year-old daughters were good friends, and so were we, and so are we. But there were months when I couldn't afford my half of the $700 rent. There were times my daughter and I met friends out for a meal, and I didn't order food for myself because I was afraid I'd overdraw my account. I would like sneak food off the kids' plates when people weren't looking. I was on food stamps, bless them, for many, many years. And financial stress just absolutely dominated this phase of my life. And I think most of us know what this feels like. It's the worst because it's survival stress. And it goes right to the heart of our deepest fear, which is that we won't be able to survive. So we can yell all we want about toxic capitalism and like, I'm there, I'm with you. But the hard fact is that we won't be dismantling capitalism anytime soon. The old beast will die slowly, if at all. We still need money to survive and to thrive, but we can start to change things from within. So people love to scoff at the money mindset talk, and I get it. And I will go into that in this episode for sure. I cringe at like abundance mindset and manifestation and stuff. And changing your mindset will not automatically open a spigot of cash to rain down upon you. That's not how it works. However, never thinking about money, never seeking out income increasing strategies, never healing your unconscious limiting beliefs around money, that is a guaranteed way to stay broke forever. Unless you win the lotto, which, like, best of luck, seriously. Every now and then I have the thought, like, I should be playing the lottery. What am I doing? So I changed my money story by reading books, listening to podcasts, taking online and in-person courses. I recorded a Patreon bonus for this episode, all about like my actual step-by-step journey and which book, which course, which podcast, which person, which influencer helped me along the way. And I especially give you like my very, very favorite ones that really made the biggest difference in people I really love and who are walking with integrity and changing people's lives. So that's at patreon.com/medicine stories for patrons at the $5 a month level. Thank you. I love you. So I didn't just like sit back and hope I'd start magically making more money. I sought out resources and listened to the stories of people who had already done it. I even hosted 2 local ongoing book clubs for women all about money. I talk more about this in depth in the Patreon recording, which, by the way, is like pretty short too, and has links to everything that I talk about. So I was dead broke when I started the first book club, but what I learned inspired me to start my herbal products business and, more importantly, to charge enough to not only cover the cost of goods sold, but to pay myself as well. And during the second book club, many years later, I realized that it was time to start the damn podcast I'd been wanting to start for over a decade. So my point is, and this is like my foundational point here of all of this. If you want something to grow or get better, you have to put your attention on it. A plant, a child, your bank account, they need attention in order to grow and thrive. There's no mystical new age nonsense belief system required, just simple attention. So earlier this year, my friend Katya Nova, you might have listened to my interview with her, it's episode 88, asked if I would participate in her Confessions of a Well-Nourished Woman project and be an affiliate for it as well. Meaning she interviewed me as part of the collaborative online course, and then I got a commission for everyone who signed up for it using my link. So it was an easy yes for me, as I was already promoting what she was doing because it was so dear to my heart, the subject of true nourishment for women. So in 2 interviews we did together, when she interviewed me for the Confessions and when I interviewed her for this podcast, and on social media and in my newsletter, I authentically shared my story of going from a vegan pregnancy and postpartum period to eating nutrient-dense animal foods. I cross-promoted the stories of other folks participating in the project, and I basically just rode a huge wave of genuinely enthusiastic inspiration all through that promotion period. I'm sure many of you were watching me on Instagram or listened to that podcast or signed up for my newsletter and read what I was sharing there. I made $20,160.48 doing it. Katya created a beautiful, life-changing, incredibly valuable product. People craved the information and inspiration that came out of the 50 plus interviews she conducted. And the low price point combined with the high value meant that thousands of people signed up. And I got 50% for those that heard about it from me. So affiliate marketing is a win-win-win. I've been doing it since 2017, and I've made a lot of money doing it. It's one of our 3 income streams. The other 2 are the herbal and mushroom medicines and the Patreon for this podcast, which is how I am able to pay myself for this podcast without putting annoying ads in here for you to listen to. In the Patreon bonus for this, I talk about how I learned about affiliate marketing, how I shifted my mindset around that, and how I am so glad that I did, because win-win-win. The people who buy the product get something valuable that they want. The person who created the product gets paid for their time and work and creativity. And the affiliate, me, who acts as a bridge between the two, gets a sweet little kickback. There's no manipulation, no dirty sales tactics. It's just people sharing authentically what lights them up and opening the door for others to join in if they so choose. It's a matriarchal framework of wealth creation. And hot damn, am I here for it. I love it. So next Friday, July 15th, and if you're listening to this later, yes, you can get the replay. Katya is hosting like a all day, it's like 8 hours or something, Zoom class called the Confessions Money Bootcamp: How to Sell Anything, Master Affiliate Relationships, and finally understand the feminine energetics of money to create the life of your dreams. She's interviewing 11 of us affiliates from the Confessions launch, and we will be sharing our exact strategies, like screenshots provided of exactly what we posted that got people excited and signed up and changed their lives through watching the Confessions of a Well-Nourished Woman. I will be speaking at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And so again, afterwards, because a lot of people aren't going to make it live and a lot of people aren't going to be there all day, but you'll get in your library each woman's 45-minute segment given to you, so you can just binge those as needed. I'm going to read the bio that Katya put together for me and for my talk. Amber is the founder of a most beloved podcast called Medicine Stories. Thank you, Katya. Here we are now on Medicine Stories, which she's been able to monetize brilliantly without any ads. In addition to running her boutique herbal apothecary, Amber collaborates with a handful of carefully selected affiliate projects and absolutely loves the financial abundance these relationships bring. Matriarchal Money Magic is a paradigm-shifting masterclass on wealth creation. Amber will workshop her exact strategy with screenshots of posts and stories to show you how easy and gratifying affiliate relationships can be. Amber has made $50,000 in sales so far this year from collaborative partnerships alone. She believes that funneling money into the hands of women is the way to dismantle toxic capitalism and change the world. Fuck yeah, I do. So, y'all, that little daughter of mine that I mentioned earlier who lived through a decade of me being broke and struggling, she turns 16 next month, and we are going on a trip together to the UK. I am so excited. I can't believe it. Like I can't believe it's happening. I really thought for so long that I would just be one of those people who, doesn't travel, doesn't get to do that. But with the money I made from Katya and from the Confessions launch, which was so joyful, and people were so grateful to me for being that bridge, I get to take her to London, probably Stonehenge, Edinburgh, and the Scottish Highlands, where we have ancestry. It's I just, you can probably hear I'm like smiling so big. I can't believe it. I pulled it together really quickly in the last month or so, like expedited passports and everything. We didn't have passports because just for so long I was like, I'm not a person who's capable of traveling financially. Since her sister was born almost 6 years ago, we just haven't been alone together. And like we used to just be alone together, so it's been a strain for sure on our relationship. And oh God, I'm so thrilled that we get to spend 2 weeks alone together and doing something like super special and out of the ordinary, and that she's excited to do it, she's excited to spend that time with me is really, really amazing. Thank you for listening to me gush about this. I will definitely be sharing all about it on Instagram at Mythic Medicine. So if you're not following, go ahead and follow, please. So during the Confessions launch a few months ago, I kept telling Katya, like, you have to do this again about money. We have to talk about how we're doing this. She made so much money doing that. And she just pulled it out of fucking thin air. She just created this valuable thing for people and sold it, unabashedly sold it. Cannot be afraid of making sales. This is a huge mindset shift that a lot of us have to make. And it worked. And she was dead broke before that. So, speaking of, like, you being broke does not serve the world. It does not make you more effective at helping attain social justice. It does not make you more spiritually advanced. These are beliefs a lot of people have, even maybe very subconsciously, including myself for a very long time. In Rachel Rogers' brilliant book, We Should All Be Millionaires, A Woman's Guide to Earning More, Building Wealth, and Gaining Economic Power, she writes that studies show that when women earn more money, they typically reinvest 90% back into their families and communities, while men reinvest just 35%. So women building wealth can and will change the world, like straight up. Full stop. I mean, obviously, right? Like we know this. It's a shift from a patriarchal to a matriarchal paradigm of money, abundance, wealth, sufficiency, enough, nourishment. At this point, it's like a known fact that when women get money, their communities thrive. And we will do it, and we are doing it by implementing new systems that empower one another. So no more power over, dominator type money making. No need to exploit the earth or fellow humans in order to create wealth and well-being. Collaboration is the name of the game. And no, I do not mean MLMs or pyramid schemes of any kind. I have been an outspoken critic of those destructive models for a decade now. You can go deep into my Facebook feed if you want to. They are deeply entwined with the kind of toxic capitalism that I would like to see die. Only people at the very top make money. while the 99% lower down, lose money, and destroy relationships. So MLMs are sold as being like collaborative, relationship based, let's all lift each other up, but mathematically they're just not. There's many resources where you can learn about this if you don't already know. There's a ton of podcasts about people recovering from MLMs. There's one on the podcast A Little Bit Culty that I really liked. But mathematically, like a pyramid structure means you always have to be bringing more and more and more people in at the bottom, and that doesn't work. Doesn't work. People don't want to sign up, and even like population wise, even if everyone on earth signed up, you run out eventually. So the way those work, and the people who start these businesses know this, the people at the very top, the people who get in from the beginning, they make a lot of money because you're making money on everyone who signs up below you and everyone who signs up below them. It's called the downline. But eventually, and eventually doesn't take very long at all, everyone in the downline is not going to get their investment back. With MLMs, there's a buy-in. There's no buy-in with affiliate marketing. The worst that's going to happen with affiliate marketing is that you're not going to make money. That's the worst thing that's going to happen. With MLMs, you're going to lose your buy-in and you're going to destroy relationships because, well, there's many reasons that happens, but you convince people to come in, they lose their money too, or you keep trying to ask people and they say no, and then they get mad. There's all these ways MLMs destroy relationships. This is well known. And again, there's so many MLM recovery podcasts out there. It's crazy. There's never going to be an affiliate recovery podcast. Okay. It's a totally different model. So sharing helpful information, cultivating strong relationships, building systems that allow money and resources to flow between women and the people and causes they care about. This is what I'm talking about. This is the matriarchal reframing of money, wealth creation, abundance, that I'm all about, and that I would love to be a part of cultivating more in the culture. So yeah, I've been studying and implementing this mind money shift in my own life for a long time now, and I've been wanting to talk about it more online, but again, it's scary. It's scary that I'll be attacked for making money, for wanting to make money. It's just very vulnerable. Although since I sent my first newsletter out about this a couple of days ago, and I've been sharing on Instagram stories, nothing but love and gratitude. Nothing but women, even women in really bad financial situations right now, who have felt like they've been burned in the past, trying to make more money, just being like, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you so much. I need this. I need this. To have my attention directed in this way. Again, it's all about attention. Where we put our attention will grow. This kind of thing that people like, just their manifestation, meditations or visualizations, like, sure, I'm not against those. And I think that they even can work, but they have to be coupled with like actual actionable strategies, right? About how to generate more income, how to generate more creativity, relationships that are going to bring money into your life. Like, it has to be both. And what I've noticed for me is that each time I like read a new book, watch a new course, this is what this money boot camp will absolutely be this for people. Just tune in, put my attention there. A mindset shift will happen. I should just call it mind shift because I keep doing that. And then my actions change as a result of that. And these all stack up and add up and have brought me to where I am now from where I was 10 years ago. So the money boot camp, another subtitle Katya has given it, is how to sell anything like hotcakes, make bank as an affiliate, and expand your capacity to receive and hold more money. I love how she does these really long titles, because you might have noticed that's absolutely what I do on this podcast as well. So it's a live panel of 11 women, mostly mothers, some single mothers, who are making extraordinary amounts of money outside the mainstream culture. These are like healers and yoga teachers and stuff like that, by being our authentic selves and building partnerships and truly doing what we love. So it's a comprehensive, no bullshit, hands-on training on how to sell anything with integrity, let go of imposter syndrome, and amplify your message and wealth through relationships. Um, it's half off before Friday, July 15th. So if you are one of those people who download and listen right away, you are lucky in that way. But even if you're listening to this after July 15th, it's still fucking cheap, okay? Compared to the money you can put into some of these like master classes and whole online courses and memberships around growing your income. Dude, it's so worth it. It's such a killer return on investment for this bootcamp money thing that Katya has put together. Um, so one thing that Katya said to me when we were doing confessions a few months ago is that expansion is our nature. And that has stuck with me so deeply because it's true. Expansion is our nature. And yet here we are in this culture that tells us, especially women, to stay small. I mean, this is something I'm still absolutely undoing for myself. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, I was like, I'll just put this up there for like a week and then I'll delete it, you know. So not too many people know the truth that I'm doing well financially and that I've changed my story and have created abundance and well-being for my family and my community and the causes that I care about. Stay small. So if you look at mainstream women's magazines, when they have like a money article, it's almost always about, skipping the lattes, um, scrimping and saving and just shaving a little bit off the edges, not taking up too much space, barely getting by. And Rachel Rogers in that book, How We Should All Be Millionaires, which you should absolutely read. It's my number one of all the books I've read and everything I've taken in around this over the last decade. It's the best. She's like, fuck that. Stop focusing on how to save money and make it smaller and start focusing on making more money. So even though I've been making pretty good money for a few years now, just that one mind shift has been pretty revolutionary for me lately. Instead of being like, gosh, okay, so I gotta do this and that and that. No, just make more money so you can pay for all of it. I mean, obviously there's always still going to need to be like a budgeting or a, conscious effort at how you're going to allocate your money. But just that shift from stay small to no, go big, learn how to generate more income has been huge for me. And I also think about, because I was reading that book while we were doing Confessions of a Well-Nourished Woman, how it's the same advice around diet and bodies. Stay small. Same fucking women's magazines are, there'll be the article about skipping the lattes and budgeting, and then there's going to be the article about how to lose weight. And it just kind of blew my mind when I made that connection, like, oh my God, it's the same thing. Ladies, don't take up too much space. Don't be too powerful. Don't let anyone see your beautiful, bodacious body. Don't let anyone know that you actually have however much money in your bank account. Like, shh, you know. And so, what does that do when we agree, when we buy into that social contract? It allows like toxic capitalism and the worst of patriarchal notions to run amok and destroy the fucking planet and hurt human beings. And no, like, done. Okay, it's time for us all to shift away from that. When you are making more money, you can funnel that money where you want it to go, whatever cause, charity, thing that you believe in. And of course, you can take care of your family, you can take care of your loved ones, you can take care of your immediate community. One of my favorite things to do with my money, and I do have like monthly donations to certain groups and causes that are very dear to my heart, but I love being able to donate to GoFundMe's. Because, I swear it's like every day there's another one that's just devastating. And I love being able to throw some money at especially people in my real community or people that I know, people that are friends of friends, when they're needing it because so many people are hurting. So I think a lot of us who are empathic, compassionate, care about social justice, care about other people, want to stay broke in solidarity, right? This is backwards. This is as backwards. Generate more income so that you can put that energy, money is energy, into changing the things that you want to change. The final thing that I want to say is that I think so many of us are waiting for permission, subconsciously, really, you know. Um, I hereby give you permission to expand, to just even open right now to the possibility that you could make more money, that you could make more money than you ever dreamed possible. It's not selfish to want that. It's not petty. It's not unspiritual. Um, it's human nature to want to expand and to want to thrive, to want to help others. And this is the way to do that. So you don't need my permission, but since so many of us are subconsciously waiting for it, I'm just like saying, I hereby give you permission to at least right now at the beginning, if that's where you are, step into the small possibility. Step through the small, tiny, easy is what I'm trying to say by small, easy doorway of possibility of expansion. I think a lot of people, they see people like me who are doing well, who have a podcast, who have a large following. Oh, by the way, a lot of the affiliates who are going to be a part of this bootcamp don't have large followings. It is not necessary to make money as an affiliate to have a big following. You can absolutely start small, and your following will grow through affiliate marketing because it's all people sharing each other's stuff. I mean, if you're watching me on Instagram right now, you're seeing it. Or if you've watched me in the past talk about, during an affiliate launch period. But I think we look at people who seem whatever, farther along on the path than us and think like God or an angel or an ancestor came down and told them, this is your destiny. You can do this. Go ahead and begin. No, that didn't happen. Like we all just said, well, shit, I guess I'll try. Trying seems better than not trying. That has absolutely been my experience, and I still definitely sometimes deal with self-worth issues, but for sure, the more they are intertwined, like the self-worth piece and the ability to generate more income piece. And the more I heal one, the more I heal the other. And I think it might be a never-ending, ongoing journey. But shit, I mean, gosh, if we could all heal that, right? If like all women could just know how beautiful and worthy and sacred they are, that would absolutely change everything right away. And the money piece is a piece of that because we are living under a system where we need money in order to survive. So you have permission. You don't need permission. You have your inner authority is all you need in order to begin to take the steps towards expansion. So that's probably brought up a lot for most of you. It brings up a lot for everyone. It's so personal, it's so vulnerable. There's guilt, there's shame, there's fear of failure. There's all sorts of stuff. But we really are in this like new economic climate where work is not what it was. There are so many more possibilities now. There are like infinite avenues, infinite ways to make money in this new online world. So even if you're like, well, I'm not going to do what Amber's doing, I can't do it because it's not going to look like what you. No one's looks the same. No one's looks the same, and any progress is progress. And it's just so healing on so many levels, individually and societally, to step into expansion. So I'm sure I have more that I want to say. I will continue to be sharing about this on Instagram and in my newsletter. And I'm really grateful to Katya for pulling this together. She just pulled it together like in the last week. And because it was like the little nudge I needed to talk about money online, which again, I've been very scared to. I am afraid I will be attacked and the haters will come out of the woodwork, even though that hasn't happened yet at all over the last few days that I've been sharing about this on Instagram. I'm grateful to Katya for pushing me to come out of the closet and talk about something that I feel really strongly about. And I hope that it benefits you. I hope that you join us for the Money Boot Camp. I'll have the link, of course, in the show notes. I hope that you listen to my bonus Patreon recording and get all the other resources there. But the most important one is this Money Boot Camp, where you can see the faces of these women and hear their stories. There are some incredible stories in this container. And we're not going to upsell you anything. This is not an upsell thing where you buy in and then we're like, also, now that you're here, buy this instead. It's better and 10 times more expensive. No, this is it. This is it. There's no, you're here for us talking about our exact strategies with affiliate marketing and how we've shifted our money mindsets over time. Okay, I think I'm done. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, I feel nervous, but also very, very excited. Okay, I will see you in the Confessions Money Bootcamp.